Husbands and fathers, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can cure depression in 15 minutes or less. I'm Ryan Carnahan. I help husbands and fathers transform their relationships and to be successful with their goals. Let me tell you a story. Years back when I was single, I found myself living at home with my parents in my 20s. All my friends were gone at school. I was totally alone, no job, no friends, no prospects, just feeling washed up, miserable, alone. I remember laying on my bed, staring at the ceiling, having no energy or desire to do anything, just feeling washed up, abandoned, worthless. It was around this time that my older sister came back home from being a camp counselor at a youth camp. And my older sister, just so you know, she's bubbly, effervescent, always jolly, always smiling, happy. And she comes running into the house, so excited to see everybody, to be back home. And she was telling everybody all the stories of how it was and how great it was. And then she said, "Oh, and I learned a new way to fold t-shirts," because she was on the line folding t-shirts for all the youth at the camp. She was really excited about it because she said they showed us how to fold t-shirts like they do in the department stores, to where they're really nice looking, fluffy and simple, but they look great. So she came and she showed all of us. And I thought, hey, that's kind of interesting, kind of neat. I kind of want to try that. So I went upstairs again to, to my depressing cave, and I looked in my drawer where I had my t-shirts. I looked in my drawer, and my t-shirts in there were folded, but they just didn't look nice. They kind of looked how I felt, a little sad, a little jumbled, a little tattered here and there. So I took one shirt out and I folded it the new way and I put it back in. Then I took the next shirt, folded it the new way, and put it back in. And one by one, I went through all of my shirts, and when they were all back in the drawer, they looked fantastic. They had nice straight edges, crisp lines, they weren't disheveled, they fit in the drawer better. And I took a step back and looked at them, and I felt pride. And something really small, really simple inside me shifted just a little bit, to where I didn't feel depressed in that moment. Is this story really about folding clothes? No, it's not. It's what the clothes represented to me at the time. In about 15 minutes, I went from feeling worthless, depressed, washed up, alone, isolated, powerless, to feeling pride that I had completed a project, albeit a very simple project. I had created a before and after success story in a small window that was aesthetic, that was beautiful. I had fixed something that bothered me. And it wasn't even reshaping my entire environment, it was reshaping one drawer. But that one drawer got me to stop and think, what if I did another drawer? What if I looked at my closet? What if I straightened my bed? What if, what if, what if? And it became a spiral effect that led into bigger and better things. This is why I'm such a proponent of controlling your environment. Because if you can learn how to be a master of the small things, then you can become more confident that you can master bigger things. Here's an analogy. Large cruise ships, okay, massive ships, they can have a rudder several stories tall that would take a massive amount of energy and torque to get that thing to turn in the water. But instead of putting motors into turning the big rudder, they have motors that control a tiny little flap at the bottom. So when those motors activate and that flap opens up, it creates a little pocket of negative pressure that's powerful enough to start to move the whole rest of the rudder. In other words, they create a micro shift that creates the environment that allows the chain effect to occur. So I'm not claiming that depression was completely gone out the window forever. What I am claiming is that a simple act of positive action can shift your mindset just enough that you can create a virtuous cycle of growth that can lead yourself out of depression for good. Christmas is in 2 days, people. Even if you haven't felt or experienced it yet this season is all about change and healing. And I'll bet between now and Christmas, there's a micro shift that you can make that can start the ball rolling in a positive direction. If this message resonates with you, share it with a friend during this Christmas season. Let's bring more hope and joy into our lives.